Well, I'd like to welcome right now Carl Randazzo. He is on the United Board, one of the new members, and today he's going to report on the Energy Committee. Nice to meet you, sir. Well, I have met you. Nice to see you again.
Exactly.
This is your second time on. We had you on
with Juanita
to introduce you. So
yes.
welcome as your first solo.
Yeah, this is definitely an experience for me. I'm not used to this, but we'll get through this, and I will provide everybody with the information that I think they need to know regarding the Energy Committee.
Okay.
The Energy Committee, as you mentioned, okay, I'm a new member of the board of United, okay, and as a result, each of the board directors gets assigned to various committees, and each of the committees then reports back to the board, okay, with various different recommendations and various other things. And this particular Energy Committee, okay, meets every other month, and we had our committee meeting on this past Wednesday, and Juanita and I, who's the president of the United, okay, sits on this particular committee with me. So unfortunately, that particular meeting she couldn't attend. She had to be in another meeting with VMS.
Okay.
And however, this committee, just for those that don't know, okay, is actually not a United committee. It's a committee that's made up of United, Third, and GRF, okay?
Yes.
And the reason why they did that is because energy is an issue that needs to be addressed by the whole community, okay? There are similar power issues that make this a really very good board to sit on, whereby you have all of these items that need to be discussed as a whole, okay, rather than each individual item.
Yeah, they're all interconnected. Yeah.
They're all interconnected. So with one committee, we are now able to address all the power issues affecting the community in an efficient manner. And the committee's actual key function is to perform as an advisory arm to each of the boards, okay? Any decisions that are made in this committee will then need to be approved by each of the boards before it is implemented. And the cost associated with the work that needs to be done within that mutual are borne by the mutual. So if there's a specific thing that we discussed that needs to be addressed by United in their particular little purview, then it'll be borne by United, okay? However, any cost associated with SCE upgrades and stuff is all borne by SCE, okay? So everybody needs to understand that, because there'll be some riots in the street, if you will, about the fact that we're paying for SCE's work, okay? We're not doing that. So we have an aging infrastructure within the community. I think everybody would agree to that. I mean, this place has been around since 1960s, okay? So one of the top issues that we're addressing is our aging infrastructure in order to reduce the many power outages that the community has been experiencing, and there's been a lot of complaints about power outages within the community. I think everybody's aware of that. SCE, our electrical provider, is in the process of addressing some of these upgrades, and we have been in contact with SCE to determine when these upgrades are to be accomplished, and VMS has made it very clear to SCE that any work that needs to be done in the community must go through them first, so that VMS can oversee the operation. Now, I don't know if everybody's seen it, but in the Breeze this past week, there was an article that was posted regarding the fact that on June 6th, there was supposed to be done, some upgrades were supposed to be done by SCE. Now, as of this morning, we have not been provided with any new dates, because right now that date of June 6th came and went, and we have not been given new dates.
Okay.
So VMS is on top of that, and they're trying to be in communication with SCE. But I just want to point out the fact that it is SCE's responsibility to notify each household in the village as to the start dates and times of any work, okay, that will be done, and any power outages associated with that work. When their work is done, SCE is required to return everything to its original condition. So if the streets have to get ripped up and the landscaping has to get ripped up or what have you, in order for them to run cables or what have you, okay, they need to bring it back to its original condition, and that's what they've told us that they're going to do. And VMS is going to hold their feet to the fire on that one. When this work starts, okay, SCE will need to turn off the power in those areas where they will be working. Obviously, there'll be a power outage, but this power outage is now going to be for them to fix a problem, okay? However, I just want to make sure that everybody understands, and it's been posted in the Breeze and various other publications, if you have some medical equipment that needs to be powered, okay, and if you have this power outage, it's going to affect the medical equipment, okay, then it is incumbent that you notify SCE of this particular thing, that you have this type of equipment, and that you have a backup power supply.
Okay. And they will help you get one? Is that?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so, okay?
All right.
At this particular point in time, there is no requirement for them to
Okay.
help for that particular issue. Now, among the other things that we've discussed in this Energy Committee, okay, is we have a grand plan, okay, to find out what we need to do within the community, okay, because we do have an aging infrastructure. So we put together a budget to hire a consultant to address the energy needs and wants of the community. And the list of items that the consultant will address is still being developed. However, some of the things that we're looking into as possible things that we'll have the consultant do is a review of our current infrastructure and develop a master plan of how to address our current and anticipated future needs based on our current infrastructure. Then use this information and data gathered from the master plan to determine how we can integrate our future needs into our current infrastructure. And then everybody talks about solar power, okay? So we possibly might have him look at solar power and how that can possibly be integrated into the future infrastructure, even though we do have some solar power on site right now in the community, okay? But we may decide that future solar power may be needed, okay, or wanted, because there will be cost cutting as far as electrical rates are concerned. So that's the issue. And then some of the other issues that were currently being considered by the Energy Committee, there are others, okay, but these are just some highlights. The need for additional lighting within the village. People have complained about lighting. The implementation of LED lighting to cut down the cost of electricity, that's being reviewed also. And emergency power as part of disaster preparedness. Just a few of the items that we're basically looking into. The Energy Committee right now is a very intense committee, only because of the fact that it affects us all. And as I said, we do have this aging infrastructure. So at this particular point in time, I don't have anything else to report on the Energy Committee.
Okay, well, I'd like, the fact that everyone's sort of working together here, and I know overall that is the goal, because as I said, they're all interconnected, whether it's lighting for United or lighting for Third or SCE coming into different areas. On the street lighting, everything kind of comes together here.
Right.
And I know that both JRF and Third, and as well as United, all want to create this almost master energy committee that at least they can meet on a continual basis and solve problems together.
Yeah,
along with the city.
Exactly, and that's exactly why the committee was formed, okay?
Yeah.
It is very powerful, I think, okay, because this is not the only committee where we have a joint thing. I think the media and communications and disaster preparedness, okay, are similar, okay? But this Energy Committee does have a broad spectrum of things to discuss, okay? And energy goes across, as you said, all the mutuals, the GRF and what have you. So.
All right, Carl, thank you, sir, for carrying on.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the information. And we'll let you know next time there is one of the Energy Committee meetings.
Right, okay,
Good to see
well,
you.
thank you. Take
Bye-bye.
care.
We'll be right back.